May 12th, sneaking up on Travis. I know he's rummaging around in there. We're gonna show you how to get your plants off to the races.
My name is Travis Ginger, pronounced Ginger, like singer, but with the G, for those of you who don't know. And today we're gonna talk about getting your plants started. I really wanted to have another video for you, and this is what you're gonna get. But it is now day 32 for these out of the ground. I think day 36 total overall. But they are very, very, very fast growing plants. And one thing that I always want to stress is getting your plants off to races with a good jump. But a lot of you really kind of focus on, oh, is my leaf perfect? Is it? Just get them out, get them planted, get them in the ground. Talk to me in about June, okay? For starters, I dug about 3 Bobcat buckets out of here. When I first started, I used 2 48-foot heating cables. Yes, buried down about 1.5 feet and maybe a foot. And I layered them all with peat, perlite, vermiculite, azos, wow mycorrhiza. What else did I use? Root Shield Plus, perlite, vermiculite, peat, cocoa coir. Layered it all, plus my original soil. I wanted to do my original soil because you basically get those roots thriving on what you have. And I do believe my soil is better than potting soil, so why wouldn't I use it? This is my standard hoop house setup. I'd say it's 5-6 feet long, and they outgrow it pretty dang quick. With hoop houses, smaller is better on these things. You can control the temps. A lot of you just go for this giant hoop house right away. It's hard when you get a 23-degree night. Come talk to me what that temp is. I actually ended up making a bigger hoop house. I even repurposed my clothesline, 2x4s, duct taped them together. I'm quite the craftsman. My friends will tell you the same. But needless to say, it's going to work out great. These plants will get off to the races, nice life. And I'd really like to be outside this hoop house right now. I've never, ever had a hoop house this big. So watering, you can even tell it's dry out here and wet on the inside. You got to make sure you're watering all this area. And I'm not. And I really like a sprinkler. I'd really like a sprinkler for this, but I just water every day a little bit by hand.
Your secondary over there, it's outside your hoop house. What did you do for that?
Yeah, that's a little trick Joel Holland, it came from Joel Holland back in the 80s. He'd always just take and cut a little hole in his plastic and let the vine go through. And I've done that, quite a few of them on here. So I'm actually trying to curve these ones back to allow room for the pumpkin down about 18 feet. If I can get 18 feet out of this, I think I will, because I'll need it. That'll be like a June 5th pollination probably. All that together, heaters in here. By the way, get an oscillating fan type heater. We'll show you that in a second. Not just a little ceramic pointer heater. They don't work the greatest. I can show you exact examples of that. But use a nice oscillating heater. I've got double layer hoop with the plastic, 6 mil, so 12 mil plastic. This thing survived 23-degree nights. In fact, even last night it was down to 29. So now they're going to be coming out of these hoops. I mean, they are bursting at the seams, and I'm doing all I can. But this main vine's probably all of 10 foot long. All right, we got crappy heater video number 1 here. This is what happens when you use one of these wonderful little crappy heaters, okay? You put it here, and it burns the leaf edges, okay? That's bad. I even switched it to low the other day, and that doesn't work very well. So you got to really keep it far back. But that's why I like those oscillating ones. It doesn't seem to do that. All right, last Wednesday, I actually made the decision that, looking at the 14-day weather, that I'd have to do a double hoop house. And I kind of knew this. If I was going to start early, I'd have to do that. So I went and ramshackled some stuff together and made a double hoop house. So now the plants can outgrow their first hoop house and grow into the second. Won't be quite as warm, but it'll definitely serve the purpose. I did actually put in a third heating cable on my main vine, and this is it. I've never used more than one heating cable, but this year I used 3 because I knew I'd have to extend the season a little bit. But I buried this down about 9-10 feet in the main vine area. So when it expands that 10-foot area, it'll actually be big enough to support the growth.
What plant is this, Travis?
This is the 2183.7A, and it was actually my smaller plant in the picture I posted up the other day of like the 5-foot main vine. This thing's now bigger because I think it's just straight due to that heater. The nighttime temps have been a little bit better than the other ones, so if you can, like I said, try and keep those nighttime temps up. That other one's been getting down 44, 45, 46 at night. That's too cold. It doesn't like it, but what can you do?
What plant is this?
This is the 2183.7B. This was actually the bigger plant the other day, and now I think it's a small plant, but you can see that it's outgrowing the hoop, and I just took down the 2 layers of 6mm poly, and now it will continue its life in here for the next few days. These things are bursting at the seams right here. As you can see, the main vine's all of 10 feet long, maybe even 11. I don't know, it's a 12-foot 2x4 up there, and it's not quite full, but they're big. I've never seen plants grow like this, nor have I think anyone has ever seen plants grow like this. So I got asked the other day by a guy named Jim Ford if I was getting a little scared because I'm too early. I said, yes, absolutely. I had no idea that they were going to grow like this. Had I known, I probably would have started later, but who would have guessed? So here's where we are at, and I think we're fine now with the weather. As long as you can get night times in like the 50s, I think they're fine outside, but I'll still have a bigger hoop over them for the next 10 or 12 days. If they can even make it. I mean, they're growing probably 6, 7, 8 inches a day here. So getting them off to races, getting them going, good heater. I even use a little grow light in there. It's not necessary. Do I prune a lot of the vines? No. Do I cut off leaves? Not really. But getting them out, getting them going. They're starting to vine now. Now I'm starting to bury it. I'm making my own kind of burying mixture this year, and that'll be great. Okay, after like 28 years, I finally caved and decided I'd grow my own seeds. So here it is. Here's the Tiger King. It gets no love. It's out back. It will not get any water, anything, but it's growing, and you can see the difference hoop houses and heat cables make, because this plant was equally as good as those, and it's now got a 1-foot main vine. All right, one of the reasons why I think I got out of the gate so quickly this year is because of this new commercial LED grow light. It's no joke. I mean, we're talking, my plants were looking great right from the word go. Transferred them to the greenhouse, gave them optimal conditions. Hydrofarm set me up with all the heat cables and grow lights. I can honestly say thank you very much for that. I wouldn't be where I am today without you. Extreme Gardening, wow. There's a lot of people that have helped me along the way, and hopefully we can continue to grow a big one this year.